It's heartbreaking. When something like this happens that's 100% preventable, it didn't have to happen.
The suspect accused of driving drunk and causing a wreck that killed a 9-year-old boy went to court this afternoon, but he was in and out of the courtroom very quickly. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tony Lopez.
And I'm Adrienne Moore. Police say 27-year-old Renee Zaragoza ran a red light and crashed into a family's car early Sunday morning in the Arden Arcade area. That's when police say he drove away from the scene, leaving that 9-year-old dead and his mother critically injured. He was later arrested at his home. Police say Zaragoza was required by law to have an anti-drunk driving device inside his vehicle, but did not have one in the car he was driving. It's something authorities say happens all the time. So why do so many convicted drunk drivers just ignore California's ignition interlock law? CBS 13's Sharon Roget is getting answers for us tonight.
An interlock device is a breathalyzer wired to a car's ignition. It detects if there's alcohol in a driver's breath, and the vehicle won't start if there is. Authorities say Renee Zaragoza did not have one of these devices installed in the car he was driving Sunday morning. A court had required him to do that after a drunk driving conviction in 2013. The Department of Motor Vehicles says it's up to a driver to get the device installed in there after a court orders them to drive under a restricted license.
If they don't apply for the restriction, there wouldn't be any way to know of that other than their license would be suspended, and again, they still couldn't drive legally.
The problem is so many drivers convicted of driving under the influence don't get the devices installed. They just keep on driving.
That's been my experience, is that most people that I've had contact with that have that as a requirement don't actually have one in their car.
If you drive with a suspended license, that's a choice that you're making and you're breaking the law.
Authorities often don't learn a driver is breaking the rules until they're busted for another violation. Rhonda Campbell with Mothers Against Drunk Driving says someone needs to make sure convicted drunk drivers actually do what the law requires. When she was 15, a drunk driver killed her 12-year-old sister.
A repeat offender on a suspended license, ran a stop sign, hit the car she was riding in head on, killed my sister, killed the driver of the car. My position on that was, had he been required to use an ID, maybe my sister would be here today.
And Mothers Against Drunk Driving wants California to get tougher on convicted drunk drivers.
It's pushing for a new law requiring ignition interlock devices to be installed in the cars of everyone convicted of DUI, including people arrested for their first offense.